You are the salt of the earth.
Hold on. That's not really how the day started. We had to be up and on the road well ahead of sunrise. We're probably a little bit delirious because of it.
Dude, we're going to the BWR!
Oh man, watch out. That's probably going in for sure. Yeah, that is definitely the clip that's going to come out of that one.
We obviously needed all the energy we could muster up. If you didn't know, the BWR is a 137-mile route with an insane amount of elevation unroad. Wide tires required. We're not quite as dedicated to Sufferfest as the brave wafflers, so I opted for the Wafer, which is only about 77 miles. And my dad opted for the Wanna, which is a respectable 45 miles.
The size of a rugby ball to be able to get through the day. So you are the salt of the earth in a tent. It is amazing to watch what 2,000 riders just shy of 2,000.
You're in the camera now.
That's why I'm smiling.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta put on a show for the camera.
That's right.
There was a lot of route overlap between the Wafer and the Wanna, so my dad and I rode together for the first few miles until we settled into our own paces. I guess that was by design too, because the route this year started with a huge climb, followed by a dirt multi-use trail, and a fast downhill to thin the packs before the first single track section.
Cool, that'll be fun later.
I was feeling pretty good at the first feed zone, and I still had plenty of water, so I went straight through it, which I did sort of regret later because I started to fall behind on my calorie intake. It was just too easy to get carried away by all the excitement and the beauty of the route.
About 15 miles in, somewhere towards the back, going slow. My plan is to start slow, finish slow.
Starting with a big climb was tough, but by the time I made it to the single track, I was so thankful. Last year, it was a complete bottleneck with everyone walking for what felt like miles. The route design also made the Boulder Garden dismount a little more efficient too.
Right here. No, me either. Not even gonna dream of it. I'd hurt myself when I was alone.
Second stop station. Music going, lots of snacks. The lifesaver, a Coca-Cola.
After the second feed zone, which is also where the Wanna turned back towards the finish line, and my dad with it, the route stayed true to its unroad reputation. But that eventually led to what felt like a never-ending 20% grade on a sandy trail. Thank goodness everyone else also decided to walk. It was good to have company.
Here at the last station, got the big climb to go. Kind of sad, I thought they were gonna have bacon here. Oh well.
After the fourth feed zone, the route basically looped back around to eventually repeat the first climb, and then some. There was a pretty strong headwind too, so I was beyond thankful to grab a wheel. I tried to return the favor a couple times, but I must have smelled pretty bad because the guy in the black and gold jersey refused to let me lead. That worked for me, and my legs sure appreciated it.
So, I pedaled the whole way. Here I am. Double Peak Park. Get that view. Amazing.
My dad had reason to be proud. The climb to the top of Double Peak is an unrelenting 1,400 feet, right near the end of an already long race. For him and the others doing the Wanna, it started at around mile 33, and for me and the rest of the Wafers, it started around mile 65. But after Double Peak, it was another fast, mostly paved downhill, split by the multi-use dirt trail from the beginning of the race, which eventually led us back to CSU San Marcos, where the almost obligatory beer waited for us.
Cool, thank you.
It was awesome.
Yeah?
I rode the whole way.
Good.
I never walked.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's huge.
it is huge.
A lot of elevation.
I went really slow and I stopped everywhere
Yeah?
and I just let everybody pass me and never worried, and I passed them all at the end.
Nice. Oh, tired. That hurt.
Yeah,
A lot.
I bet.
That extra like 8 miles or whatever was like a lot.
Oh, I know, when you finally beat like the peaks, you're like, okay, it's over. It's not over.
Not quite. You gotta like
over.
really be paying attention still for the downhill.
Yeah,
And there's still a little bit of hill left.
yes,
It's brutal.
it is. Definitely a different course today.
Not as hot though, that was nice.
BWR?
Yes, thank you. Cheers. Congratulations.
Cheers. Congratulations.
Yesterday, and she did it again today. Wow. And the only reason she finished 6th is she made a wrong turn that took that extra minute. No. What would she have gotten if she wouldn't have done that? I think if you were 5th or better, you were on the podium. She would have been on the podium. Well, I was wondering because like they're usually pretty tightly grouped that.